Hello everyone, I thought here is a fun little project that you can make and use. Great with your kids' games, great for parties and just a bit of fun stuff. And a lot of you will already know that I use a 12-sided dice a lot with some of the divination kits and mats and charms and stuff that I use. And so you get one of these when you buy the labyrinth kits in there. Dice is really good for when you're looking at timings, and we all know in time divination, whether you read tarot, charms, tea cards, cups, what have you, timing is the most hardest thing to ever get, and really it is fate in your hands. And this is why I tend to use the dice a lot, because if you draw up something and you say, okay, what's going on, and we draw some charms, and you would be there and you'd look at the dice if they're asking a question, you know, of I don't know, let's say I want to apply for a new job, blah blah blah, and we bring up these charms and you look and think, okay, we've got a clock as timing, which often clocks in charm divinational cards mean things are moving very quickly, knowing the direction you're going. Bear would tell me some sort of management role. Stork would tell me new job. Eye is open up all your senses. And the lollipop means sweeter things. So they would tell me, yes, there is a good job coming up fairly quickly. So if we want to find down the time range, you would use your dice. So that there is number 3. So it would tell me 3 weeks from now, there's something very pivotal information that I either need to hear or they need to apply for, so on, up to 3 months. And I'm saying in time span of months because 12, I always say readings cover you for about 12 months in time. But set your time intentions before you start your divination. So this here is just a fun little project. I'll zoom in a little bit. You print it up. It's just a printable. And so what I've done is I've got your 12 sides. Then here I've got, I call it my life wheel, where you've got 8 major sections. There we've also got 5 sections, and here we've got our wonderful yes and no's. So print them up. If you can put them on thicker cardboard is great. If you don't have thicker cardboard, print it up and then glue a few sheets of pages of paper behind it before you cut it out, just to make it a bit thicker than a standard old piece of paper. I would suggest stick about 4 to 5 layers of paper together, regular printer paper, and we cut them out. And then I'm going to show you how we use them. So, and make sure you cut straight on the lines. We don't want wonky, and I'll show you why in 2 seconds. So bear with me. I've got shakes really bad today in my hands, so excuse my shakes. I have suffered really bad COVID last year, and ever since I had COVID, I developed tremors, which is really bad. And I've got our lovely Andrea, who is a nurse, retired nurse, former nurse, who keeps thinking that I've had some form of mini stroke. Who knows? But I've got battery packs implanted in me and I can't have all the testing to check for stroke. So nothing we can do about it. So it's one of the side effects, sadly, that I suffered really bad from severe COVID. I really wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So it is really not good. So now this here is my lovely, it's 8 layers on this one. And I just made them fairly nondescript. There's also, which I'll load up, I've also created these blank. So you can actually write your own things on there if you want to write them for your parties, or if you want to write down bits and pieces for your kids. It's a good way of things. So these I used to do, I'll tell you a backstory on it, and I actually wrote it on it there, was when I was young and my children were young and I first came to Melbourne, I didn't have 2 cents to rub together. And so we used to make our own board games because we were so poor, we couldn't afford all the fancy board games. And so I used to make these in the 6 for 6-sided dice, because we'd make all the board games out of the empty cereal boxes, and we made snakes and ladders and all sorts of guessing games. We also did, there used to be a game called Beetle, and it was a beetle that you'd build his legs and you'd build his antlers and his spots and things, and you used to have a dice, and we didn't have a dice, so we had a spinner. So that's the backstory. So when you've cut them out, your centre, I'd say use a pin or something sharp first, just to get a guideline, because if you go too big, it'll be too sloppy. Grab a toothpick, and you can use even a match. I just happen to have toothpicks handy, and I want it in there fairly tight, but I only want it up probably about 1 centimetre, ½ inch for our guys in the US, and we spin them. It's probably not great to spin them on the velvet. And so as you spin them, I probably went too fast there, you pay attention to what the flat side lands on. So this one here, I've landed on Embrace This. And these are just, like I said, just some fun little spinners. And I'll just stab all of these first. And like I said, I've printed these just up on thicker cardboard. And this one is probably one that a lot of you will use, because like I said, it's great when you're looking at your timings. And that's why I put 12. And we've done the random 12, so the fate is in your hands, as they say. And I'll just stab that one. This one's a good one if you literally want to do a daily reading. These are fun things just to leave on the bench. And this is, again, fun. Yes, no, yes, no's. I'm the world's worst procrastinator. So let me get my charms. Like I said, you can use my cards too. So this one here has got 8 sections. And you can look at that and spin it and say, okay, what section in my life do I need to look at today? And it's landed on the flat side of career. So then you can use your cards or your charms, and you would bring out your 3 cards or a couple of charms. And so that landing on career would tell me these are the areas. Monkey is think outside the box. Well, we always do that. Hat is about protection, but it often is rise to the occasion. And the set squares or rulers would tell me attention to detail. So it tells me about career. These ones here, this one I've made more about a bit like self-awareness and growth, and it's got like health and well-being, what are my gifts, travel, adventure, new opportunities, and what to embrace. So again, you take a pick of what flat side it lands on. What are my gifts? So we then draw some charms. Dancer is happiness, so yeah, I hope I make people happy. Key is unlocking things, but opening, so I hope again that I help people unlock their intuition. Cat there is, yes, my love of the felines, but cat is about friendliness, comfort, transparency. Kangaroo literally is about nurturing. So those, to me, what are my gifts, would tell me helping people grow their perception and intuition to cause happiness and nurture self along the way. So, like I said, these are just some fun stuff. And of course, the yes, no. So, should I go outside right now this afternoon and plant my marigolds in the garden that I just bought this morning? Oops, hang on. Bit of a spin. Hang on. Get up there. Make sure he's even. Yep. It'll tell me yes or no. No. So that's telling me no, don't go outside in the garden. And again, this is just the ones, our 12-sided dice. Again, if you were saying, you can do it both ways. You can draw your charms first. So let's say the person looking at their career and they want to apply for a new job, and they drew those charms. The frog there is be adaptable, apply for something in higher level roles of management. And tree man, green man, leaf man, whatever you like to call him, is about the miracles of life. So it would tell me a good opportunity of leadership is coming. And the frog again would tell me something fairly quickly and be versatile. So then the question would be, what sort of time frame am I looking at? So this is where our numbered ones are great. It's actually landed on the number 6 flat side. So it would tell me, if I was giving advice to the client, I would say in the next 6 weeks, do all your groundwork, even up to 6 days, put out your applications, but make sure all your applications are done in that series of 6 days, 6 weeks. But it tells me in months, it may take you up to 6 months to find this key role that you are looking for. So I hope you enjoy that. And it's just a bit of frivolous fun. And yeah, go and print them out, cut them up, layer them if you're printing on standard paper for a few sheets, and go for it.